So let's talk about bad reviews. I'll start off by bringing up Dungeon Crawler Carl. It is a book that was recommended to me by someone who originally recommended the Andy Weir books. So I immediately got it as soon as my library could pick it up. Um, the reasons why I did not like Dungeon Crawler Carl right off the bat, I gave it 50 pages as I do every book. But the reasons why I did not like it off the bat, they are easy for me to explain. I am not a gamer, first and foremost, and this is a lit RPG. Dungeon Crawler Carl, it says it right in the genre description. It is a literature role playing game. It is a gameplay adventure, and I'm not a gamer. So that immediately should have told me all that I needed to know. Fortunately, because I gave it 50 pages, I know that the story was great and the concept is great. Um, but it really boils down to the genre wasn't specifically my favorite genre, and the way that I read when I'm faced with a bunch of game notifications on the page all at once. I will skip them. I will skip them first, and then I will make myself go back and read them and be annoyed about it. So finally, when I read the first 50 pages, there was quite a bit of violence, and that isn't my cup of tea, but it went well with the story and the fact that it is a lit RPG story. Now, what does this have to do with leaving a bad review? Well, because I did not leave a negative review for Dungeon Crawler Carl, and I'm going to explain why. So, I'd encourage you, if you're about to write a bad review, to ask yourself why you didn't like the book. If you've never been to a musical and you've never liked musicals and you hate music and stage productions, but your husband or wife begs you to take them to see Hades Town or something like that, even in the theater, you'll probably go, but you probably won't love it because it is not your cup of tea. Would you write a bad review? Probably not, because if you don't like it because it's not your cup of tea, that isn't a story problem or a production problem. It's not a product problem. If it's bad because you went in not understanding the purpose or the lore, like my husband when he took our children to see the Backrooms movie, they loved it. He thought it was pointless and stupid and had no plot. He didn't understand it. It wasn't his cup of tea, so he wouldn't leave a negative review about that. If it's bad because you tried to read it during the most difficult exam season of your life and you weren't able to give the time to understand and read it properly, don't leave a negative review. If you want to leave a negative review, do it for the right reasons. If the plot hole has holes big enough for Dungeon Crawler Carl to dungeon crawl through, then so be it. Leave that negative review. If the characters are flat, the language is fluffy, it's poorly written, poorly edited, by all means, review away. But first, make sure you ask yourself why you didn't like it, and then go from there. When I told my brother-in-law that I did not like Dungeon Crawler Carl and why, he recommended the audiobook, and so did the person who originally gave me the book rec. So I did get it. I used my Audible credit this month. I got Dungeon Crawler Carl. I started it where I left off reading in the text, and I have loved it so far. So when I do finish it, I will be able to leave a review, an honest review, for the right reasons. So, have you ever had to leave a bad review, and what led you to do that? And to turn it around, are you a writer who's gotten a bad review, but based on the review, you realize it wasn't a you problem, it wasn't a writing problem, it wasn't an illustration problem, and how you went about dealing with that? Let's talk about it.